Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hitesh Agarwal, and today we're starting on a new checkpoint number 2. And basically, checkpoint 2 is configuring Windows Server. Today we're going to configure ADDS. I'm going to explain what ADDS is first, and then we're going to go through some demo. That's basically our agenda for today. I'm going to introduce ADDS and go through the procedure. So let's start with what is ADDS. ADDS stands for Active Directory Domain Services. It is mainly used to manage users and computers in a network. Some other parts that we could use include a schema. Schema is a set of rules that define how a device is classified in the directory. There is also a global catalog which contains some information about every object in the directory. There is a query base where network applications and users can search for other objects within the network. And there's also a replication aspect of it, which is actually very nice to have because it helps distribute directory information throughout domain controllers to make the data more redundant, right? Because if there is a failure, there's um, if one site goes down, which is the main site, other sites, they will lose connectivity to the server, they will lose all the information. So it is good to have multiple domain controllers throughout different sites so that it is redundant and people can still access it. So today we're just going to install ADS and a couple other roles, and from next video onwards we'll start configuring ADDS. I also want to configure DHCP and DNS. But for now, today we will only install ADDS and DNS and DHCP. Uh, I've already configured the servers. You can see I've already configured the servers properly, like they have all of their necessary information. Like this is Site1 DC and you can see that it has the right IP address in 40.250. This is Site 2 DC, which also has 140.250, and this is Site 3 DC, which also has actually 240.250. Right now, they won't be able to ping each other because I have the network shut down. But after we are done configuring ADDS, I'll turn it on and then we can start pinging around. So yeah, let's install ADDS, and basically, when you install a server, this is what it's going to look like. And when we first log in, a server manager will pop up. Right now, let's just get familiar with this with the server manager dashboard. You can see our roles and server groups that are currently running on the server. We see why we have a local server, we have file and server services, and we also have all servers. This is also shown here. Or you can see we have one alert in local server, so let's see what that is. So you see Microsoft Edge update service. It's trying to update, but it was stopped, which is fine. We don't need to update Edge. No one really uses Edge anymore. Here we can, if we come to local servers, we can see more information about our local server. You see we are operating on Windows Server 2022. This is our IP. We are IPv6 enabled, but we do not have IPv6. We are running IPv6. Time zone with Pacific time. We have 6 GB of RAM right now and 99 gigs of storage. We see some security events here, which is fine. We don't really need to be worried about this. And once we have everything running, everything or all three servers are able to connect to each other, we will see the other two servers here as well. But right now, because the routers and switches are turned off, we won't be able to see them right now. And because they're not domain joined as well yet. So let's get started on the installation process of ADDS. So to install it, you could either start from here, add roles and features, or we could go straight to here, which is manage and add roles and features. This is the way I learned it, so I'm just going to do this way. This is the wizard. As before you begin, just learn this basic stuff. Make sure this is all correct. We're going to do a roles-based feature install, not a remote desktop service. We don't really need that right now. We are only doing this on our local computer, so on our local server, so yes. So here we have some services. We have some 8 different Active Directory services. We have Active Directory certificate services. We have domain services, which we are going to need. We have federation services, lightweight directory services, and rights management services. These are all like a package of Active Directory. There's many different ways Active Directory is used. But we are concerned with domain services. So for now, domain services, that's the most I know of too. We also have DHCP server that we want to use, and we also have a DNS server that we want to use. If you want to be, more accessible, or if you want to learn more in future, there's also Hyper-V, which is good for virtualization, but we don't want to enable Hyper-V here because it's already a virtualized instance. We have a network controller, which is a nice, let's see what this is, provides the point of automation needed for continual configuration, monitoring, and virtual networks, physical networks, network services, network topology, address management, etc. within a data center stack. We have some network policy and access services, remote access, which is basically being able to access remotely, remote desktop, web server, which is nice if you want to run a web server, if you want to host your own website, this is a nice thing for that. If you go to next, we have some more features. These are some single standing services that we can run. Network virtualization, load balancing, stuff like that, SNMP services, which is very nice. We might actually use SNMP later. SNMP basically is a syslog process, so when we run SNMP, we can get logs from our routers, our switches to our server. So it's like one place to see all events happening. We have some TFTP client, Telnet client services. Yeah, but we're not concerned with these right now. We also have VNS server. So next up, ADDS. Now here it would also tells us about something new. Now this is a new part, Azure Active Directory. This is basically Active Directory in the cloud. I don't think we should do this right now. This is fairly new and sometimes can be buggy. But again, this is a very nice thing to have. People or newer companies are starting to use Azure Active Directory more than on-prem. If we have both, in case, because I've done in my past, I've done both on-prem and cloud, and sometimes we need to connect both of them. We can also connect them. We can connect them by this: configure Office 365 with Azure Active Directory Connect. It's basically a service that will run on the server, on the ADDS server, and it will connect with with the cloud, and it will sync up all information that is on-prem, that is on the on-prem server with the cloud server, which is a very nice thing to have. We got some DHCP configuration and some DNS server that will come up later, and install. So it will take its time to install, and once it's done, you'll see this bar go full blue. So I'm just going to wait for this to go blue. So after the installations are done, we are seeing this. We're given this log, kind of log. First, we see that, hey, configuration needed, installation succeeded on site 1 PC. All of this have been installed, so if we close, and now we'll see that we have a warning sign here. We click here, and we have this. To start being an ADDS server, we need to promote this to domain controller, and same thing for DHCP, we need to complete DHCP configuration. But we're not going to do that today, that is for next time. So that is basically what it is. If we go to control panel, category by large, estimated tools, and now we have these services. We have ADAC, which is a nice thing to have. We have users and computers, sites and services. We also have DHCP, DNS, and we also should take one more, which is group policy management. I'll explain what group policy management is later. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to send to desktop. So we have all of these here. I'm just going to line them up as I need them. Group policy management. Okay. So that is for site 1. Let's do site 2 and site 3. This is fairly the same process. Nothing extra. So I might just do it behind the scene. There's no extra stuff. So add roles, next. We need ADDS, DNS, and DHCP. Install. Same thing for site 3. We also already have server here. So manage role features. Next. ADDS, DNS, DHCP. Stop. So we're gonna wait for this to install, and then we'll send the clients, the services to a desktop, and that's it for today. Okay, so we're back on site 2, and it's done installing. We have this messages, so we're just going to go to control panel and send the clients to our desktop. Tools. Send to desktop. Directory. Same thing for site 3. It's also done installing here. Yeah, these messages that we need. So control panel again. You don't really need to send these services to the desktop. I just like to do it because it's ease of access actually. When I learned it, our professor just, always send it to the desktop because, why should we go or search for these again and again when we're going to keep using them? DHCP DNS and group policy. Send to desktop. Directory. Okay, so that is it. Let's try something. Why not? Let's turn on all of these devices and let's see. Let's turn on these devices first. Start. Let's start. And I should be configured on the switches. What I'm going to try doing is I'm going to try pinging from one DC to another and also ping internet from the DC. It should already be working. I think I already set up the way it should be. So if it's working, we're just gonna wait for the devices to boot up. Usually it takes some time for them to boot up. Especially switches take some time to boot up. And we're just gonna confirm that I have already done this, so we'll see. So just to confirm, we do have that server, that port in servers. So it should be working if you go back to site 1 DC and site 1 DC, and if we use up CMD, okay, so we're back here, site 1 DC, and if you do a ping 8888, ping 8888, oh, I don't have my numpad, wow, ping 8888, we should have internet. Host unreachable. Okay, so we have some connectivity issues. Can we do a trace route? Let's see. Trace route. I think it's trace RT. Sorry, trace RT 8888. Host unreachable. Also, it's a some connectivity issue. Let's see. Actually, maybe a firewall issue. We have firewall, and it could mess with pings. I just confirmed they're turned off. Okay, they're turned off. Okay. After options. Let's see. Before. It's a connectivity issue, so it's not able to ping its own network. Let's see. Do show IP in brief. I'll be on 40.53. Do show run. Let's see, show run. Interface G3/1 off 3 G31 shut no shut. Do show VRP. Okay, this might be the issue here. Let's see. Let's check again. What is our server? Aha, it's just supposed to be 252. So let's clear CLS and ipconfig. Inc 888. We have internet. Okay, so this is the default gateway that was the problem. So I think I did made the same mistake on every device then when configuring initially. So let's check if I did that mistake. So CMD. And if it is that mistake, let's actually fix it. Why did you start to show up? CMD. ipconfig. I did. Well, on the other side it's fine because there's only that one that's working, so this should work. Okay, so if you ping site 1, ping 192.168.40.1, I think that's the IP 40.1. Let's check 40.250, sorry, 40.250. We should have be able to ping. There we go, we got a reply from 40.250. And if we ping 192.168.240.250, we should have reply from site 3 as well. So this is site 3. And let's confirm on site 3 as well that we have internet connectivity, CMD. And prompt. Alright, this is taking its sweet time. Before it was not taking this long, but now because we've turned on all of these devices, it's taking time to load up. Alright, cd/cls ipconfig. We have all of this, and we can also check our host name. I've also renamed the machines because to actually know what device we're working on, in case sometimes we mess around with it. Let's ping site 1, 192.168.40.250. We reply, so we have connectivity between the 3 DCs. Ping, and let's ping 8888. That's internet for us basically, and we have internet as well. So, all of these steps are necessary to make sure that we can run ATDS. We should be able to have internet. Sometimes it's fine if we don't have internet, because I have worked in I've worked in a Hyper-V virtualization environment where we didn't have internet until later. We have to run some routing services. But it's fine, as long as we have connectivity between the 3 DCs, that's all we need, technically. So that's it for today. Starting next video, we'll start off by configuring our Active Directory first, and then we will move on to DHCP and DNS. Group policy will come to later. It's not that big of a topic, but it is quite important. We should also cover sites and services. We'll most likely cover this next video. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.